Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, my dear students of the Magic School Grade 6. Welcome back again in a new lesson. This is unit number 1, lesson number 3. Unit number 1, lesson number 3, page 6. Page 6. Our title today is reading and writing. So today, inshallah, we're going to read and write sentences. Okay. First of all, let's talk about how much and how many. How much flour and how many tomatoes. So, what's different between how much and how many? How many used for countable nouns? How many used for countable nouns? So, we use it for countable nouns. For countable nouns. But how much used for uncountable nouns? So, what is the difference between countable nouns and uncountable nouns? Countable nouns, these are the nouns that we can count, like pen, it will be pens. Book, it will be books. For example, how many books? 3 books. How many pens? 3 pens. How many tomatoes? 3 tomatoes. Okay. This is for how many. So, as I told you before, how many is used for countable nouns. Countable nouns. The nouns that have singular and plural, like pen, tomato, book, class, man, and so on. But how much is used for uncountable nouns? الأسماء التي لا تعد. إذن how many الأسماء التي تعد اللي نقدر أعدها. أما how for an uncountable nouns الأسماء التي لا تعد اللي ما أقدر أطلق عليها العدد وان الأسماء اللي ما فيها مفرد وجمع. This is for how much. You can say how much water, how much flour, and so on. So again, how many for countable nouns and how much for uncountable nouns. Okay, it's easy now. Look at the examples here. How much flour do we need? You can say we have 1 cup, 3 cups, and so on. 2 cups of flour. Exercise number 1. Listen, read, circle the answers in the chart. How many flour do we need? How much flour? Flour الدقيق أو الطحين ما تعد. استخدمنا معاها كلمة how much. How much flour do we need? 2 cups of flour. كم الكمية؟ لأن flour ما نحسبها بالعدد بالكميات. How many tomatoes do we need? التوماتوز هنا كلمة تعد. واستخدمنا معها how many كم العدد. How many tomatoes do we need? 4 tomatoes. 4 tomatoes. أمثلة على الكلمات التي لا تعد. نستخدم معها how much flour, oil, cheese. أمثلة على الكلمات التي تعد ولنستخدم معها how many tomatoes, peppers, mushrooms. Okay, it's easy now to differentiate between how many and how much. Again, I said, how many for countable nouns, الأسماء التي تعد. How much for uncountable nouns. Now, let's talk about some and any. What is the difference between some and any? Some used in affirmative sentences, questions, requests, and so on. Some تستخدم في الجمل المثبتة أو في الطلب. But any used for questions and negative. Any نستخدمها في الجمل المنفية والسؤال. مثال هنا, we don't have any tomatoes, for example. Don't, take care here, negative. Any used in negative sentences, الجمل المنفية, and some used in affirmative sentences, الجمل المثبتة. For example here, write 2 sentences with some or any. We have space, but we don't have space. Okay, take care now. We're gonna back it again.
Yes, I am. Is there anything to eat? Why don't we make a pizza?
That's a great idea. What do we need?
Let me see. We need flour, oil, cheese, tomatoes, peppers, and mushrooms.
How much flour do we need?
We need 2 cups of flour.
And oil? How much oil do we need?
Half a cup of oil.
And cheese? How much cheese?
3 cups of cheese.
Wow, that's a lot of cheese. What about tomatoes? How many tomatoes do we need?
4 tomatoes.
Okay, 4 tomatoes. How many peppers?
2 peppers.
How many mushrooms do we need?
10 mushrooms.
Okay, good. Now let's play for real. Okay, let's check and see what we have. We have some flour, but we don't have any oil.
Okay, so we need to buy some oil.
Please.
What about tomatoes and peppers?
We have 5 tomatoes, but we don't have any peppers.
So we need to buy oil and peppers.
And mushrooms. We don't have any mushrooms. Okay, good. Now practice in pairs.
First, let's practice the food names. Appetizers: leek soup, blue cheese. Main course: spaghetti with meat sauce, seafood spaghetti. Side dishes: French fries, green salad. Desserts: ice cream, fruit salad. Drinks: honey tea, green tea. Today's special: turkey mayonnaise. Now make pairs. One partner is the waiter or waitress, and the other is the customer.
What would you like?
I'd like leek soup, seafood spaghetti, green salad, and ice cream, please. What drink would you like?
I'd like green tea, please.
Sure, just a moment.
Now, let's play for real.
Okay, my dears. So I'm going to write the words now in the right places. I'm going to divide these words into countable and uncountable nouns. Tomatoes, box. What else here? Mushroom, tea, soup, apples. Yeah, apples. Where is it? Apples. Yes, here. Mushroom, M-U-S-H R-O-O-M-S, mushrooms. Okay, here I'm gonna write flour, because flour is uncountable noun, flour. And here I'm gonna write cheese, because the cheese is an uncountable noun. Okay, what else? What else? Tea, yeah, tea is uncountable noun. And here I'm gonna write soup. Okay, soup is an uncountable noun. We have eggs here. Yeah, eggs here. Eggs is countable. Eggs. Okay, these are eggs. Okay, I finished now. Countable nouns are tomatoes, box, apples, mushrooms, eggs. Uncountable لا تعد. هنا أسماء تعد، هنا أسماء لا تعد. التي لا تعد flour, cheese, tea, and soup. Now, exercise number 2. use many and much. Number one, how flour do we need? Of course, flour is uncountable nouns, كلمة لا تعد, so I'm gonna use here much. How much flour? How much flour do we need? Because flour is an uncountable nouns. Okay. Number two, how tomatoes do we need? Of course, I'm gonna say how many. How many? How many tomatoes? How many tomatoes? So again, how much flour? How many tomatoes? And now, how cheese? So can you tell me cheese is countable or uncountable nouns? Yeah, cheese is an uncountable noun. So I'm gonna write here much. So how much cheese do we need? How much cheese do we need? Number four, how oil do we need? How much oil do we need? How much? How much? Because oil is uncountable noun. Uncountable, لا يعد. Cups, it's countable. So how many? How many cups do we need? Again, number one, how much flour do we need? How many tomatoes do we need? How much cheese do we need? And number four, how much oil do we need? How many cups do we need? As I told you before, many for countable nouns, أسماء لا تعد, and much for uncountable nouns. It's easy now. Okay, let's move to the next exercise. Use some or any. As I told you before, some for affirmative and any for negative. Some للإثبات وإني للنفي. We have, what are we going to say here? Yeah, we have some. We have some flour. We have some flour, but we don't have, look here, don't, negative. We don't have any. I'm going to write any here. We don't have any. Okay. any milk. نفس الجملة هنا جاري فيها some واني ليش؟ الجزء الأول كان مثبت، الجزء الثاني منفي. we don't دائما نبحث عن المنفي any والمثبت some. Number two, we don't have, yeah, who can say it? Very good. We don't have any because we talk about negative here. We don't have any oil. We don't have any oil. Number three, there is orange juice. Yeah, it's affirmative, هذا إثبات. So I'm going to write here some. Some. There is some orange juice. Yeah. Next, there isn't. Not here, negative. So any is a suitable answer. There isn't any water. And number five, we have books in my bag. We have some. It is affirmative. We have some books in my bag. It's easy now. So today you have three things. The difference between countable and uncountable, how to use how many and how much, and how to use some and any. This is for all today. Thank you very much. See you later. Goodbye.